tweet about it. And I'm ready to open these cards. I'm not seeing it. Oh, I forgot to turn on music. Hang on. Forgot to turn on the background music for the stream. God damn it! Hang on. Is it? There we go. Shbaloo. So I'm gonna open these cards, baby. Let's get the peeling off, or the wrapping off, I should say. Oops. Just to move my keyboard. You gonna eat those twinks? That's not. You know what? Yeah, take them. Copy link. Twitter.com. Opening cards. I put carves. Carved. The only other person here. Wait, hang on. No. What? No. No. How did I manage to do this? How do I unlink them? Oh, there we go. Wait, what? There we go. Okay. Move this down here. Not. Oh my god. This is being really pain in my ass. Okay. And then we'll bring a Twitch chat on this one. Oops. Oops. Okay. We can open cards now. So the cards we're looking for are apparently the Borderless Neon Ink Foil, which sound awesome. And it's pretty much the opening. You know, when they're like earth, fire, water, you know that shit? It's pretty much that. So let's just start fucking, no ceremonies here. I'm just gonna start fucking ripping. Let me put my controller somewhere else. I'll tell you guys if I get anything cool. First pack. Flexible waterbender. The art's already nice. Vigilance. For 3 mana, this creature has base power and toughness of 5/2 until end of turn. While paying a waterbend cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help. Interesting. Oh, Junie joined? I don't know if Junie wants to join. I'm streaming. I could leave, Junie. No ripping packs. Alright, fair enough. Your stomach hurts. Compassionate Healer. What cards did you want me to look out for, Jose? White and red? Or white and green, okay. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, you gain 1 life and scry 1. Hey. Here's a green one. Origin of Metal Bending. It's a lesson. You can choose one. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, or put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control and it gains indestructible until end of turn. For 2 mana, that's pretty good. Mongoose Lizard. I think I'm okay. Menace. When this creature enters, it deals 1 damage to any target, and Mountain Cycling. Cool. Boggy Swamp Hunters. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, this creature has lifelink and menace. That's not bad. Barrels of Blasting Jelly. Remember that? That's when they blew up the dam and killed everyone in that village. Tap to add 1 mana of any color, only once a turn, and for 5 and tapping it, you can sacrifice this artifact. It deals 5 damage to target creature. For 1 mana, that's pretty good. Cycle of Renewal. Another lesson. Sacrifice a land. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Put them in your battlefield tap and then shuffle. Interesting. Enter the Avatar state. Until end of turn, target creature you control becomes an avatar in addition to its other types and gains flying, first strike, lifelink, and hexproof. What the fuck? For 1 white? Price of freedom. Destroy target artifact or land an opponent controls. Its controller may search the library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, and then you can draw a card. Waterbending Scroll. For 6 mana, you can draw a card. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each island you control. That's pretty good. Yo, I got Boomy! I got King Boomy! That's actually kind of fire. When Boomy enters, choose up to X, where X is the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. And then you can put 3 1/1 counters on Boomy. Target player scries 3, or you can Earthbend 3, which means your lands turn into creatures. That sounds okay, I guess. Oh, the drill that drilled into Ba Sing Se. It has trample. And it says, when the Fire Nation drill enters, you may tap it. When you do, destroy target creature with 4 or less power. And for 1 mana, permanents your opponent's control lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Wait a minute. That means you can kill the Soulstone. Octopus form. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until end of turn. Anyone tap it. A mountain. Nothing cool about that. It's just a mountain. And a token. An ally. And a clue. Put my token somewhere else. Okay. First pack, nothing interesting. We got King Boomy. That's cool. I'm okay with King Boomy. I opened these backwards, but it's okay. Yo! We got the guy who foams out the mouth! And it says, whenever another ally you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Avatar Enthusiast. That's pretty good. Sabertooth Moose Lion. Little 6-drop. 6-drop 7/7 with reach and forest cycling. Firebending Lesson. It has... So, Firebending Lesson deals 2 damage to a target creature. If this spell was kicked, it deals 5 damage to that creature instead. Hang on, for some reason... This... Oh. Weird. No. Sorry. Boop. And then boop. Ah, my cards. Hog Monkey. Hog Monkey! At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it gains menace until end of turn. And then for 5 mana, you can put 2 1/1 counters on this creature. Cool. Geyser Leaper. He has flying, waterbend 4, draw a card, then discard a card. Interesting. Earth Village Ruffians. When this creature dies, Earthbend 2. Not great. Then I got Zuko's Exile. Exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Its controller creates a clue token. Cool. Yo, I got Zuko! The Exiled Prince. He has Firebending 3 that says whenever this creature attacks, add 3 red mana. That mana lasts until end of combat. And then for 3 mana, you can exile the top card of your library, and you may play that card this turn. That's pretty cool. That sounds pretty... Jose, that sounds like pretty... Like a thing you'd want for your... Because he's red. So you can pretty much... You can pretty much spend his ability to... So pretty much every time Zuko attacks, you get to cast a creature from the top of your library for free. Or you may play... It's any card, actually. It's not even a creature. Yeah. Sokka's Haiku! Funny thing about the Sokka's Haiku card, the card text is in the form of a haiku. Counter target spell, draw a card, then mill 3 cards. Untap target land. That's so fire. Oh, I got Suki. Suki the Kyoshi warrior. Suki's power is equal to the number of creatures you control, and when Suki attacks, create a 1/1 white ally creature token that's tapped and attacking. That's pretty cool. Fatal Fissure. Choose target creature. When the creature dies this turn, you earthbend 4. Interesting. Oh, I got Avatar Aang. He's a dual-sided card. He's all 4 colors. He has flying and firebending 2, and whenever you waterbend, earthbend, firebend, or airbend, you draw a card. Then if you've done all 4 this turn, transform Avatar Aang, and you turn him into Aang, Master of Elements. And the Aang Master of Elements says flying. Spells you cast cost white, blue, every color, it costs less. And it says this can reduce generic cost. So even colorless cost, it makes it cost less. So pretty much anything with 5 mana value costs less. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may transform Aang, Master of Elements. If you do, you gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, and put 4 1/1 counters on him? And he deals 4 damage to each opponent. What the? Path to Redemption. Enchanted creature can't attack or block, and then for 5 colorless, sacrifice this aura, exile enchanted creature, and create a 1/1 ally creature token. Interesting. Oh, I got one of the Flirt Mountains! With Appa flying through it. Ooh, and I got a Kyoshi warrior. And then it's another clue. It is different. Okay, still no Zula. I'm a little upset by that. But I did get Lightning Strike. It's just Lightning Bolt. Deal 3 damage. Lightning Strike deals 3 damage to any target. Oh, look at that. Oh no, this is a lesson. Azula always lies. Choose one or both. Target creature gets -1/-1 end of the turn and put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Wow. Why wouldn't you just choose both? Waterbending lesson. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card unless you waterbend 2. Glider Kids. Flying, and when this creature enters, scry 1. Nothing too crazy. Aw, turtle ducks. These things are so cute. For 3 mana until end of turn, this creature has a base power of 4 and gains trample. Kyoshi Warriors! Shit! When this creature enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. So it seems like the Kyoshi Warriors play style is Horde. Earth Kingdom Soldier. He got the big ring thing that they used. I guess it's like a coin or whatever. The big slab of rock. Vigilance, and when this creature enters, put 2 1/1 counters on each of up to 2 target creatures you control. Sparring Dummy. I don't remember that thing. It's a defender. It's a 1/3, and you can tap it to mill a card. You may put a land card milled this way into your hand, and you gain 2 life if a lesson card is milled this way. Pretty cool. Destined Confrontation. That's a pretty cool card. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with total power 4 or less, then sacrifice all other creatures they control? Did you hear that, Jose? For 4 mana, everybody chooses one creature with power 4 or less. Every other creature that's not the creature you chose dies. For only 4 mana. Ozai's cruelty. He's fucking... They made Ozai shredded. That's true, I guess. Ozai's cruelty deals 2 damage to target player. That player discards 2 cards. That's kind of crazy. Energy bending. Lands you control gain... Whoa. Lands you... Oh, it's an instant. Okay. Lands you control gain all basic land types until end of turn, and you draw a card. I got Momo! Flying. The first non-lemur creature spell with flying you cast during each of your turns costs 1 less. And whenever another creature you control with flying enters, Momo gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Epic downfall. Exile target creature with mana value 3 later. Interesting. And then a mountain, and then a food token. I don't know what that is. A bear. Crazy has bear token. Are you looking at them right now? Or are you... What? That's crazy. Borcupine. Oh yeah, that's probably why. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. That's pretty cool. Canyon Crawler. I remember these guys. Death Touch, and when this creature enters, create a food token. And he has Swamp Cycling. Forecasting Fortune Teller. Oh, I remember this episode too. Where Aang was trying to hit on Katara, and then that other little ugly girl was like, "Hey, I want you." And Aang's like, "Leave me alone." When this creature enters, create a clue token. Okay. What is Ginny playing? Oh, PVZ 2. Is this the few? Oh no, that's for PVZ 1, right? Shoot. Okay. Sandbender's Storm. Choose one. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, or you can Earthbend 3. Earthbending lesson. Speaking of Earthbending. Earthbend 4. Okay, should have known. Another Kyoshi Warriors. Another Earth Kingdom Soldier. Theo, the Spirited Glider. It's the guy in the wheelchair. It's a Durian, I think. So he has flying, and whenever one or more creatures you control with flying attack, draw a card, and then discard a card. When you discard a non-land card this way, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Oh, I got Ty Lee! Ty Lee has prowess, and whenever Ty Lee attacks, I may pay 1, and when I do, target creature can't block this turn. That's pretty cool. I got regular Aang. The Last Airbender. He has flying, and when Aang enters, airbend up to 1 other target non-land permanent. Whenever you cast a lesson spell, Aang gains lifelink until end of turn. Earth Kingdom General. I remember this guy. When this creature enters, Earthbend 2, and whenever you put 1 or more +1/1 counters on a creature, you may gain that much life. Ooh, do this only once per turn. Oh, the Earth King! And his fuck-ass bear. When the Earth King enters, create a 4/4 green bear creature token. Whenever one or more creatures you control with power 4 or greater attack, search your library for up to that many basic land cards. Whoa! This guy has crazy ramp. Ooh, a Badger Mole. These are the guys that top how to Earthbend. When this creature enters, Earthbend 2. And creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them gain trample. Ooh, we got a foil Plains. A foil full art Plains. Is that worth anything? Probably not. And then a copy And the soldier. Soldier. Copy. Okay, another canyon crawler, forecaster, sandbenders, earth landing, cunning maneuver. This is a new one. Target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn. Any critical token. Sold out. No. Exile target creature. If it was dealt damage this turn, create a clue token. Cycle of renewal. Oh, Master Paku. I remember this guy. He's a sexist. He was like, women can't be waterbenders. And the guitar was like, I'm a waterbend. He has prowess, and whenever Master Paku becomes tapped, target player mills X cards, where X is the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. You can just mill people out. That's cool. Ooh, Southern Air Temple. It's an enchantment. When Southern Air Temple enters, put X 1/1 counters on it. On each creature you control, where X is the number of shrines you control. Whenever another shrine you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. That sounds like it can get out of hand. Rock-a-Lanch. Earthbend X, where X is the number of forests you control. Cool. Cat Gator. He has lifelink, and whenever this creature enters, it deals damage equal to the number of swamps you control, if any. Hang on, before I continue, I forgot. I should separate the dupes. Actually, nah, I'm not going to. It's not on it. Ooh, I got Azula, Cunning Usurper. So I got an Azula card. I'm okay with that. She's blue and black. Interesting. Firebending 2. And when Azula enters, target opponent exiles a non-token creature they control. And then they exile a non-land card from their graveyard. During your turn, you may cast cards exiled with Azula. And you may cast them as though they had flash. Ooh, I could just steal people's cards. That's cool. Boomerang Basics. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you controlled that permanent, draw a card. Interesting. Ooh, Foil Plains. That's a pretty one. Flirt Plains. And then another ally. And then a blue. Nothing too interesting about those. I mean, they look nice. Oh, Junie, your little cauliflower guy got his ass thrown out. I know, what the hell? It works on zombies? You're cheating. Corrupt Court Official. When this creature enters, target opponent discards a card. Interesting. Yo-ho! I got the cactus juice! It'll quench ya. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. Rabaru Troop. Whenever a land you control enters, this creature gains flying until end of turn, and I gain 1 life. And he has lane cycling. Rebellious Captives. Exhaust. For 6 mana, you can put 2 1/1 counters on this creature, and then Earthbend 2. Fire Nation Raider. This just makes me want to watch Avatar again. When this creature enters, if you attack this turn, create a clue token. Another Earth Village Ruffians. Another Zuko's Exile. Ooh, we got a Toph card. Toph the Blind Bandit. When Toph enters, Earth bends 2, and Toph's power is equal to the number of 1/1 counters on lands you control. That's kind of crazy. Whoa! Benevolent River Spirit. Look at how cool that one is. As an additional cost to cast the spell, Waterbend 5. She has Flying and Ward 2, and when this creature enters, Scry 2. Okay, not as crazy as I thought. Tundra Tank. Firebending 1. Whenever this vehicle enters, target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. And crew 1. I got another Momo. Flying, Vigilance. When Momo leaves the battlefield, choose 1. Create a food token or put a 1/1 counter on a target creature you control or Scry 2. Earth King's Lieutenant. Trample, and when this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on each other ally creature you control. That's pretty nice. Some of these cards are going to seem really nice for my Unit the Grand Summoner deck. And whenever another ally you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Jet's Brainwashing. This is literally just a picture from the show. This target creature can't block this turn. If this spell was kicked, gain control of that creature until end of turn. Untap it, and it gains haste until the end of turn. And I can create a clue token. Interesting. Sunblessed Peak. Just a dual land. And then another ally and clue token. Get him, Junie, get him. Another Glider Kids, another Turtle Duck. Yuyan Archers. It has reach, and it says whenever this creature enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Ooh, Beetle-Headed Merchants. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, draw a card and put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Another Octopus form. Curious Farm Animals. And it says, when this creature dies, I gain 3 life. 2 to sacrifice this creature. Destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Cat Owl. This looks drastically different than the other things I've seen. It has flying, and whenever this creature attacks, untap target artifact or creature. Whoa, that sounds pretty good. Oh, Judy, one of many. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. For a black and tapping, you can surveil 1 and create a token that's a copy of this creature. Then sacrifice an artifact or creature. Activate only as a sorcery. In the Enter the Avatar State we saw. Price of Freedom we saw. Oh, dude! Iroh, the Grand Lotus. I got fucking crazy ass Iroh. He has Firebending 2. During your turn, each non-lesson, instant, and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. The flashback cost is equal to... Wow. During your turn, each lesson card in your graveyard has flashback cost of 1. So basically, recasting a lot of fucking spells. I didn't read the name of this one. Diligent Zookeeper. Each non-human creature you control gets +1/+1 for each of its creature types to a maximum of 10. That's crazy. Phoenix Fleet Airship. I don't even remember this from the show. I don't remember them using blimps. Flying, and at the beginning of your end step, if you sacrifice a permanent this turn, create a token that's a copy of this vehicle. As long as you control 8 or more permanents named Phoenix Fleet Airship, the vehicle is an artifact creature. So you don't even have to crew it. That's kind of cool, actually. Boggy Bottom Swamp. It's just a dual land. And then you can sacrifice it to draw a card. That's a crazy copy! One of the copy tokens is the play. In Avatar when they're doing the... That's so cool. This pack's hard to open. Why can't I open this card? This shit's fucking... Okay, I was gonna say, this shit's fucking made of adamantium. We got another Foggy Swamp Hunters. We saw that... Ooh, Iguana Parrot. That's new. That's from the pirate guys that Katara steals the scroll from, right? I remember. It has Flying and Vigilance and Prowess. Path to Redemption we saw... Ooh, Walltop Sentries. Reach Death Touch, and when this creature dies, if there's a lesson card in your graveyard, you gain 2 life. Boomy Bash! Boomy Bash deals damage equal to the number of lands you control to a target creature or destroy target land creature or non-basic land. Another Cat Owl. Ooh, Bender's Waterskin. Untap this artifact during each other player's untap step and add 1 mana of any color. That's pretty cool. Ooh, Leaves from the Vine. No. The dead kid. So it's a saga. So for 1, so its first saga is mill 3 cards and then create a food token. And then for second saga, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 other creatures you control. And then for 3, you draw a card if there's a creature or lesson card in your graveyard. Not the best, but not terrible. Ooh, Accumulate Wisdom. I remember this one. That's from the library that they ended up sinking. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest at the bottom in any order. Put each of those cards into your hand instead if there are 3 or more lessons in your card or in your graveyard. Yeah, that's not bad. Invasion Reinforcements. He has Flash, and whenever this creature attacks, create a 1/1 ally token. That's pretty cool. Iroh's Demonstration. The Dragon of the West. Or East. Was the Dragon of the East? I don't remember. Iroh's Demonstration deals 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls. Or Iroh's Demonstration deals 4 damage to a target creature. Okay. Raven Eagle. He has Flying, and whenever this creature enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. If a creature card is exiled this way, create a clue token. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. That sounds good for my Y'shtola deck. Messenger Hawk. It has Flying, and when this creature enters, create a clue token. This creature gets +2/+0 as long as you've drawn 2 more cards this turn. Another Foggy Bottom Swamp, and a cool food token. Ooh, and a fucking dragon token! Grr. Open, you piece of shit! Can't open this shit. Oh, there we go. Had to get the angle right. I mean, it's smooth as butter. Nah. Another Rabaru Troop. Another Rebellion. Fire Nation Raiders. Ooh, Callous Inspector. She has Menace, and whenever this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to you, and you create a clue token. That's pretty funny. Lost Days. The owner of target creature or enchantment puts it into their library. Second from the top or on the bottom. You create a clue token. Interesting. Airbending lesson. Airbend. Target non-land permanent. And you draw a card. Vindictive Warden. This guy's cool. It has Menace and Firebending 1. And for 3, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's not bad. Oh, hey, Johnny. Haru the Hidden Talent. Whenever another ally you control enters, Earthbend 1. Okay, interesting. Cruel Administrator. I'm freaking handling that wrong. This creature... Oh, nice. It's so loud, by the way. Let me turn it down. This creature enters with a 1/1 counter on it if you attack this turn, and whenever this creature attacks, create a 2/2 red soldier creature token with Firebending 1. Cool. Ooh, Crescent Island Temple. Yeah, it's the Avatar Magic cards. When Crescent Island Temple enters, for each shrine you control, create a 1/1 red monk creature token with prowess. Whenever another shrine you control enters, create a 1/1 red monk creature token with prowess. Yeah. Vengeful Villagers. Yeah, like a full set. What do I mean, the ones that they give you? No. It's a booster box. It's not a precon. So it's just a, yeah. The precons for this one, for some reason, they decided to do them all in one bundle, I think. So you can't get just one. I think you get, like, all of them. I think so. So, Vengeful Villagers, whenever this creature attacks, choose target creature and opponent controls. Tap it, then you may sacrifice an artifact or a creature. If you do, put a stun counter on the chosen creature. Okay. Whoa, big fish. The Unagi of Kyoshi Island. I remember this guy. Yeah, it's the eel, the big eel. Flash and Ward. And whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw 2 cards. That's pretty cool. Oh, I got a foil. It'll quench you. A foil plains. Pretty plains. And then I got tea. Now let's set aside. A monk. Cool. Bakayaro, Konayaro. Another iguana parrot, another path of redemption, another wall top sentries, another boomy bash. I'm streaming, so they know you are you're illegal. You're doing illegal stuff now. Pirate peddlers. It has death touch, and whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Okay. Cat owl, Bender's water skin. Ooh, Low and Lee twinned tutors. Yeah. It literally, they're Low and Lee. When Low and Lee enter, search your library for a lesson or noble card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. They can't hear you, by the way, so you're good. Stream should not be able to hear Discord. Noble creatures you control and lesson spells you control have lifelink. Interesting. Oh, dude, I got Combustion Man. The guy with the eye on his forehead that blows things up. This might die. Whenever Combustion Man attacks, destroy target permanent unless its controller has Combustion Man deal damage to them equal to his power. That's a sick red card. You can either just blow something up or just blow them up. I got Gran. Whenever Gran becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard a card. Non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast as long as there are 3 more lessons in your graveyard. The Eclipse? What do you mean? Oh, okay. Ooh, Sandbender Scavengers. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. When this creature dies, you may exile it. When you do, return target creature card with mana value less than or equal to this creature's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's pretty cool. The Legend of Yang Chen. So for the first one, starting with you, each player chooses up to 1 permanent with mana value 3 or greater from among permanents you control and exile them. Interesting. You may have target opponent draw 3 cards. If you do, draw 3 cards. Exile this saga, then return it to the battlefield transformed under your control. Ooh, I got an avatar. Different one than Aang. Avatar Yang Chen. She has flying, and whenever you cast your second spell each turn, airbend up to 1 other target non-land permanent. This is a full art, so I'm curious if this is worth anything. Yang Chen. Hey! The full art version is worth less than the other. It's $5. Agnaquala? Agnaquala? I don't remember this. It's just the northern or the North Pole, and it's a dual card. You can draw, or sorry, you can draw a card and then discard a card. That's a cool island. It's a pretty sick island. And then another ally and clue token. Callous Inspector we've seen. Lost Days we've seen. Airbending Lesson. Badger Mole. Ooh, Deserter's Disciple. You can tap him, and another target creature you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Interesting. Platypus Bear. It has Defender, and when this creature enters, mill 2 cards. As long as there is a lesson card in your graveyard, this creature can attack as though it didn't have Defender. Ooh, I got a fucking card that's just a TV show. Scout's Warning. The next creature card you play this turn can be played as though it had flash, and you can draw a card. I'm not gonna see what this is worth. Scouts. Warning. $0.49, baby. Sheesh. Big money. Jets brainwashing we've seen. Ooh, I got Katara. Bending Prodigy. Sorry. At the beginning of your end step, if Katara is tapped, put a 1/1 counter on her, and Waterbend 6, you can draw a card. I got the Unlucky Cabbage Merchant! That's so fire! When this creature enters, create a food token, and whenever you sacrifice a food token, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped. If you search your library this way, put this creature at the bottom of its owner's library, and then shuffle. Ooh, fancy footwork. Untap 1 or 2 target creatures. They each get +2/+2 until end of turn. The last Agni Kai. That looks sick. Target creature you control fights against the target creature an opponent controls. If the creature the opponent controls is dealt excess damage this way, add that much red. Until end of turn, you don't lose unspent red mana as steps. Whoa, that's cool. Turtle Duck we've seen. Omashu City. That's where Boomy was. You can sacrifice this land to draw a card. Ooh, Ballistic Boulder. And then the other side is just Soldier. This one didn't come with a token. Yuyan Watchers we saw, Beetle-Headed Merchants we've seen, Octopus Form we've seen, Farm Animals we've seen. Ooh, Rakurus Audience. Rakurus? Whatever, I can't read. You can tap it to add a green. If you do, a creature with power 4 or greater. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, add 2 green instead. That's not bad. Mana Dork. Cat Owl, Blasting Jelly. Ooh, we got Zhong the Deserter. This guy was cracked. Firebending 1, and for 3, you can put a 1/1 counter on Zhong. When you next cast a lesson spell this way, copy it, and you may choose new targets for that copy. It's pretty cool. White Lotus Reinforcements. Okay, good night, Jose. I love you. He has Vigilance, and other allies you control get +1/+1. Boomerang, we've seen. Epic Downfall, we've seen. Fire Nation Palace. You can tap to add it for red, and then target creature you control gains Firebending 4 until end of turn. Cool. Oh, dude, Floopsy! Boomy's buddy. When Floopsy enters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked to have more than one creature. That's pretty cool. Secret Taro. I don't think that's what that's supposed to be. But... What the hell is this? What is this? What the fucky? It just says you can use this card to represent a double-faced card. So I guess if you don't want to take it out of the sleeve and like flip it over. Flexible Waterbender, we've seen. Passionate Healer, we've seen. Origins of Metal Bending, we've seen. We've seen all these. Oh, Earth Rumble Wrestlers. Hell yeah. Is the Boulder his own card? It has Reach, and this creature gets +1/+0 and has Trample as long as you control a land creature or land enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Oh, I got Sokka! The Lateral Strategist. He has Vigilance, and whenever Sokka and at least one other creature attack, you draw a card. Knowledge Seeker. The little fox guys. That avatar was so cool. Vigilance, and whenever you draw a card, your second card each turn, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. When this creature dies, create a clue token. Fire Sages. Firebending 1, and for 3, you can put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Oh, I got the baddie! June the Bounty Hunter. The one that Iro was all like, shh, I didn't get paralyzed, but don't tell her that. June can't be blocked as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. And then for 1, you can sacrificing another creature. You create a clue token. Activate only during your turn. Ooh, Waterbender Ascension. It's a cool looking fucking card. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then, if it has 4 more quest counters on it, you draw a card. And then you can Waterbend 4. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Earth Kingdom Protectors. Vigilance and sacrifice this creature. Another target ally you control gains indestructible until end of turn. North Pole Gates. It's a dual land, and you can sacrifice it to draw a card. Cool ally. And then the other side is a clue. We're like halfway through the box, and I haven't gotten anything super crazy yet. But that's a little... But we're just getting all the bad packs out of the way first. We're going to start hitting some humdingers here. Badger Mole. Deserter's Disciple. Ooh, Deadly Precision. As an additional cost to cast this spell, pay 4 or sacrifice an artifact creature. Destroy target creature. Cool. First time... Wait, we've seen First Time Flyer, right? I think so. Water Tribe Captain. We haven't seen this one. For 5 creatures you control, get +1/+1 until end of turn. Wandering Musicians. Oh, this is the secret. Ta-da! Whenever this creature attacks, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Merchant of Many Hats. Oh yeah, this guy from the fucking Water Village. He's like, no, that was my brother. For 3, you can return this card from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty cool. He's infinite. He never dies. Kyoshi Island Plaza. The shrine. Whenever Kyoshi Island Plaza enters, search your library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the number of shrines you control. Put those cards in the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Whenever another shrine you control enters, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. North Pole Patrol. You can untap, so you can tap him to untap any target permanent you control. You can Waterbend 3 and tapping it to tap target creature and opponent controls. Cool. Tiger Dillo. I don't remember this. This creature can't attack or block unless you control another creature with power 4 or greater. Ooh. Froggy Swamp Spirit Keeper. She says she has lifelink, and whenever you draw your second card each turn, you create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token with the text, this token can't block or be blocked by non-spirit tokens, or by non-spirit creatures. Elemental Teachings. Search library for up to two 4 land cards. What? Oh, for up to 4. I'm a fucking idiot. Search your library for up to 4 land cards with different names and reveal them. An opponent chooses 2 of those cards, put the chosen cards in your graveyard and the rest on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Allies at Last. It's hard to see this one. I can barely even see it. Affinity for allies. And then up to 2 target creatures you control, each deal damage equal to their power to target creature and opponent controls. That's cool. Oh, and a sick-ass swamp. And then another ally include token. Oh, why did I put the land there? Oopsies. Yeah. Cunning Maneuver, we've seen. Sold Out, we've seen. Flexible Waterbender. Compassionate Healer. Origin of Metal Bending. Blasting Jelly. Earth Rumble Wrestlers. Hey Bye, Spirit of Balance. I remember this thing. Whenever Hey Bye enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, put 2 1/1 counters on Hey Bye. When Hey Bye leaves the battlefield, put its counters on target creature you control. That sounds pretty cool. Honest work! Yeah, when Zuko was getting the fucking Earth Kingdom baddie. Each creature an opponent controls... Enchant creature an opponent controls. When this aura enters, tap enchanted creature and remove all counters from it. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a citizen with base power and toughness 1/1, and the text tap it to add a colorless and is named Humble Merchant. Whoa, Ruinous Waterbending. That's the old lady who bloodbends. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may waterbend 4. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. If the spell's additional cost was paid, whenever a creature dies this turn, you gain 1 life. I remember the war balloon. I don't remember the blimps, but I remember the war balloons. It has flying, and for 1 mana, you can put a fire counter on this creature. And as long as this vehicle has 3 or more fire counters on it, it is an artifact creature. And it's crew 3. Oh, Zhao, the Moonslayer. What a fucking crazy title. He has Menace, non-basic lands enter tapped, and 7 mana to put a Conquer counter on Zhao. As long as Zhao has a Conquer counter on him, non-basic lands or mountains, they all lose... What the fuck? They lose all other land types and abilities. That's not lands you control. That's all lands. So if your opponent is just playing forests, and you have the Conquer counter, he's fucking screwed. That's kind of crazy. Another Lightning Strike. We've already seen that. Cool Island and an Allied token. That's kind of... Because Zhao's kind of cool. He might be my red commander if I ever make a red deck. This pack feels thick. Chase card. In this one right here. I see it. Pirate Peddlers. Watery Grasp. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. You can waterbend 5 to buy waterbend 5. Enchanted creature's owner shuffles it into the library. Cool. The foamy mouth guy. Sabertooth Moose Lion we've seen. Firebending lesson. Earth Rumble Wrestlers. Messenger Hawk. Ooh, Seismic Sense. This looks like the show. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of lands you control. You may reveal a creature card or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Interesting. Tolls of War. It's a skeleton. When this enchantment enters, create a clue token. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent during your turn, create a 1/1 white ally token. This ability can only trigger once each turn. Heartless Act. They're stealing Appa, bruh. Destroy target creatures with no counters on it, or remove up to 3 counters from target creature. That's pretty cool. Twin Blades. A red artifact. It has flash, and when this equipment enters, attach it to a target creature you control. That creature gains double strike until end of turn. The creature also gets 1/1/1. Cool. Yo, I got Appa as a commander. Appa, the Steadfast Guardian. He has flash, flying, and when Appa enters, airbend any number of other target non-land permanents you control. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Beetlehead Merchants, Boiling Rock Prison. That's where they kept Iroh, right? It's just a dual land. Another one of these fucking things. Isn't that where they kept him? Where they thought he was a harmless old man, but then he was getting super fucking ripped? That part's so cool. Rabaru Troop, Beetleheaded Merchant, Waterbending Lesson, Curious Farm Animals. Ooh, Rocky Rebuke. This one's new. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. Okay, it's neat. Wandering Musicians, Merchant of Many Hats, Ember Island Productions. Yo, the play. Choose one. You can create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it's not legendary and is a 4/4 hero in addition to its other types. Or you can create a token that's a copy of target creature an opponent controls, except it's not legendary and is a 2/2 coward in addition to its other types. That's very funny. Ooh, I got Jaded Edge. She has prowess and exhaust. Put a double strike counter on Mai. Cool. Long Fang, Grand Secretariat. Oh, this is the military police guy. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Oh no, and then he teams up with Azula, right? Whenever another creature you control or a land you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Ooh, Airbender's Reversal. Look at that. You can choose one. Destroy target attacking creature or airbend target creature you control. That's cool. Wartime Protesters. Look at that lady. It has haste, and whenever another ally you control enters, put a 1 counter on that creature, and it gains haste until end of turn. That's not bad. And then we got a foil Froggy Swamp Hunters, Misty Palms Oasis. I remember this. They go here looking for Appa. And it's just dual land, and then another one of these fucking things. Stop. Okay. I think we only have... We have 3 more we have 3 rows left of cards here. I haven't gotten anything that seems very expensive. I mean, we got that 5 cost card. Porcupine, Canyon Crawler. Ooh, Rowdy Snowballers. That's new. Think they're worth a lot? When this creature enters, tap target creature and opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. That's not bad. Ooh, Razor Rings. Razor Rings deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. You gain life equal to the excess damage dealt this way. It's cool. Earth Rumble Wrestlers, Messenger Hawk, Waterbending Scroll, Boomy, Lowen Lee, Combustion Man. That's cool. I got another Combustion Man for people. Oh, wait. I think I got the more expensive version of Avatar Yang Chen. Because for some reason, this version was less. Oh, no. Never mind. That one is more expensive. Because this is not the pre-release I have. I have the regular one. Cool. Sabertooth Moose Lion. Meditation Pools. Pretty. It's just a dual land. And then an ally include. Okay. I'm running out of cards here. I gotta get a big hit. Right here, I'm gonna pull one of those ink border cards or whatever. I don't think I even can, if I'm being completely honest. Goddamn, I can't open these though. Oh, I can't fucking open these. There we go. I think those are only in the collector's boxes, which I don't buy because they're a little too expensive. And I know I'm just wasting money buying booster boxes, but I like it. Watery Grasp, Avatar Enthusiast, Sabertooth Moose Lion, Firebending Lesson, Hog Monkey, Messenger Hawk, How to Start a Riot. Thank you for teaching me Magic the Gathering. Target creature gains menace until end of turn, and creatures target player controls gets +2/+0 until end of turn. That's pretty cool. Guru Pathic. Was this the guy who was teaching Aang to open his chakras? When Guru Pathic enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a Lesson, Saga, or Shrine card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Whenever you cast a Lesson, Saga, or Shrine, put a 1/1 counter on another target creature you control. That's pretty cool. Hey, we got another Appa. That's neat. I'll take that. Look at him. He has flying, and whenever Appa attacks or enters, choose 1. Target creature you control gains flying until end of turn, or you airbend another target non-land permanent you control. Fire Navy Trebuchet. Defender and Reach. Whenever you attack, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of your next end step. That's kind of fucking funny. Ooh! Dragonfly Swarm. I don't remember these things. It has flying and ward 1. This creature's power is equal to the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard. When this creature dies, if there's a lesson card in your graveyard, draw a card. Firebender Ascension. When this creature enters, create a 2/2 red soldier creature token with Firebending 1. Whenever the creature you control attacking causes a triggered ability of that creature to trigger, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then, if it has 4 or more quest counters on it, you may copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. That's pretty cool. Tools of War, you've seen. Cool Forests, and then a food token. Oh yeah. Another Deadly Precision. Another first time flyer. Water Trap Captain. Ooh, Pillar Launch. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains reach until end of turn. Untap it. Fire Nation Cadets. Flameo Hotsman. This creature is Firebending 2, and as long as there's a lesson card in your graveyard, this creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Swamp Snare Trap. Man, Appa got captured a lot more than I remembered. The spell costs 1 less to cast if it targets a creature with flying. Enchant creature, and enchanted creature gets -5, -3. That's kind of crazy. Appa's Journey, or Aang's Journey. I just saw Appa and immediately assumed. It has Kicker, and you can search your library for a basic land card. If the spell was kicked, instead, search your library for a basic land card and a shrine, and reveal those cards to put them into your hand and then shuffle, and you gain 2 life. Northern Air Temple. Cool. When Northern Air Temple enters, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of shrines you control. Whenever another shrine you control enters, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1. Air Nomad Legacy. When this enchantment enters, create a clue token, and creatures you control flying get +1/+1. I got the boulder! No way! The boulder, ready to rumble. Whenever the boulder attacks, Earthbend X, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. That's so cool. Ooh, another Ty Lee. Ty Lee, the Chi blocker. In blue. She has Flash and Prowess, and whenever Ty Lee enters, tap up to 1 target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Ty Lee. It's kind of crazy. Ooh, Wan Shi Tong, Librarian. The owl guy. Flash, Flying, Vigilance, and when Wang Shi Tong enters, put X/1/1 counters on him, then draw half X cards rounded down. Whenever an opponent searches their library, put a 1/1 counter on Wang Shi Tong and draw a card. That's so funny. Wait, that's so cool. Yugian Archers we've seen. Cool Swamp. That's a sick swamp. And then an ally and clue token. Ah. Porcupine, Canyon Crawler, Rowdy Snowballers. This pile is huge. Razor Wings, Rocky Rebuke, Messenger Hawk, Cycle of Renewal. Oh, Bitter Work. Interesting. Whenever you attack a player with 1 or more creatures with power 4 or greater, draw a card. And then for 4, Earthbend 4. Activate only during your turn. Invasion Tactics. What's Sokka's dad? When this enchantment enters, creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn, and whenever 1 or more allies you control deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card. Team Avatar. Hell yeah. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. That's pretty cool. For 3, you can discard this card. It deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature. Cool. Oh, I got Hama the Bloodbender. So fire. When Hama enters, target opponent mills 3 cards. Exile up to 1 non-creature, non-land card from that player's graveyard. For as long as you control Hama, you may cast the exiled card during your turn by waterbending X rather than paying its mana cost, where X is its mana value. That's neat. Faded Firepower. It has Flash, and this enchantment enters with X fire counters on it. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus an amount of damage equal to the number of fire counters on this enchantment instead. That's pretty cool. Foil Team Avatar. Airship Engine Room. And then it's just dual land. And then another ally clue token. We're approaching the bottom of the box. That one's fucking open like butter. This is gonna have nothing in it, bro. Paths to Redemption, Walltop Centuries, Boomy Bash, Pirate Peddlers, Waterby Grasp, How to Start a Riot. Ooh, Kyoshi Battle Fan. When this equipment enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Then, attach this equipment to it. Equipped creature gets +1/+0. You know, not great. But it is 2. Ooh, True Ancestry. Cool. Return up to 1 target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. and create a clue token. Ooh. Hermetic Herbalist. I remember this. You can tap her to add 1 mana of any color, or tap her to add 2 mana of any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast lesson spells. It's cool. Zuko's Conviction. Kick her 4 and return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If the spell was kicked instead, put that card onto the battlefield tapped. Cool. Ooh, Ran and Shaw. The ones they learned Firebending from. Flying, Firebending 2. When Ran and Shaw enter, if you cast them and there are 3 or more dragon and or lesson cards in your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of Ran and Shaw. It's probably Ron and Shaw, except it's not a legendary. And then for 4, dragons you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. That's pretty cool. Ooh, another Zhao the Moonslayer. It's pretty sick. Deserter's Disciple. Ooh, Kyoshi Village. It's just a land. And then the same exact token I've got 3 times in a row now. What the flip? Wizards, what's going on, bro? I thought I asked for the rigged box. That's really cool. It gives me all the good stuff. Pillar Launch, Fire Nation Cadets. Ooh, Giant Koi. That's the thing Aang likes to ride. Waterbend 3. This creature can't be blocked this turn, and it has Island Cycling. Yip. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If that creature is an ally, it also gains flying until end of turn. Ooh, Foggy Swamp Vinebender. This creature can't be blocked by creatures with 2 or less power, and you can waterbend 5 to put a 1/1 counter on this creature and activate only during your turn. Cool. Aang's Journey. Abandon Attachments. When he couldn't get the HUDs off his mind, bruh. You may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Ooh. Buzzard Wasp Colony. These guys are vaguely familiar. Flying, and when this creature enters, you may sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, draw a card. Whenever another creature you control dies, if it has counters on it, put its counters on this creature. That's pretty cool. Ooh, Serpent of the Pass. Big fish. If there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard, you may cast this spell as though it had flash. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each non-creature, non-land card in your graveyard. That's pretty cool. Gun Warriors. I don't remember these guys at all. Firebending X, where X is the number of creatures you control. For 5 mana, you can create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Abandoned Air Temple. You can put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control for 4 mana. That's pretty cool. Ooh, Katara the Fearless. Cool Katara. If a triggered ability of an ally you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. That's pretty cool. I got Yue the Moon Spirit! My girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy. She has Flying and Vigilance, and Waterbending 5, and tapping her, you may cast a non-creature spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. Cool. Omashu City we've seen, and then a food and dragon token. That's cool. I like the Yue. The foil Yue too. That's sick. Mongoose. Swamp. Parrot. Redemption. Walltop Sentry. Boomy Bash. Jesus, this is really... Do they usually get this tall? Cycle of Renewal. Ooh, Earth Rumble. Oh yeah, gamers. Earthbend 2. When you do, up to 1 target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. Neat. Ooh, Master Piandao. The guy who taught Sokka how to use his sword. I forget his name. His first strike, and whenever Master Piandao attacks, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an ally, equipment, or lesson card from among them, and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random... Wait. Oh, that's pretty cool. Ooh, the White Lotus Hideout. I haven't pulled Secret Tunnel. Tap to add 1 colorless, or you can tap to add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana to only cast lessons or shrine spells, or you can pay 1 to tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Master Paku we saw. Oh, Firelord Zuko. Firebending X, where X is Firelord Zuko's power. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. It's cool. Iguana Pirate Foil, Forest, and an ally. We're towards the bottom. We only got 2 more rows. Give me Secret Tunnel. I also want the That's Rough Buddy card. That's rough, buddy. Hog Monkey, Geyser Leaper, Zhong's Deserters. I haven't seen this. When this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Cool. Ostrich Horse. It's a chocobo. When this creature enters, mill 3 cards. You may put a land card from among them into your hand. If you don't, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Rough Rhino Cavalry. Firebending 2, and then for 8, you can put 2 1/1 counters on this creature. It gains trample until end of turn. That's a lot of mana for that. Kyoshi Battle Fan. Pretending Pox Bearers. I remember this. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Gather the White Lotus. Create a 1/1 white ally creature token for each planes you control in Scry 2. That's pretty cool. The Fire Nation attack! Create 2 2/2 red soldier creature tokens with Firebending 1. And it has a flashback. Ooh, Zhao Ruthless Admiral. A less cool Zhao. Firebending 2, and whenever you sacrifice another permanent, creatures you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Crashing Wave. As an additional cost to cast the spell, Waterbend X. Tap up to X target creatures, then distribute 3 stun counters among tapped creatures your opponent controls. Cool. I got Firelord Azula! Firebending 2, and whenever you cast a spell while Firelord Azula is attacking, copy that spell. You may choose a new target for the copy. That's pretty cool. Razor Wings, a Plains, and then an ally and clue token. Okay. I got 2 Azulas and an Iroh. I'm okay with that. Kind of want am I missing a Toph? I'm missing Toph. I got 2... No. I got 2 Zuko's, right? Treetop Freedom Fighters. I got a Katara. I got 2 Aangs. I got a Sokka. Azula Always Lies. Rowdy Snowballers. Razor Rings. Rakurous Audience. Abandoned Attachments. Ooh, Otter Penguin. That's from the first episode. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, this creature gets +1/+2 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Shared Roots. That's when they're looking for Appa through the vines. Search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, and shuffle. That's pretty cool. Oh, the Meteor Sword! When this equipment enters, destroy target permanent. Whoa! Equipped creature gets +3/+3. That's pretty cool. Whoa! Combustion Technique. Look at how pretty this thing is. So I told you we're going to start hitting some bangers. Combustion Technique. Borderless. 34 cents, baby! Sheesh. Deals 2 damage. Wow, Combustion Technique deals 2 damage equal to 2 plus the number of lesson cards in your graveyard to target creatures. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. That's cool. Oh, the Invasion Submersible. I remember that. When this vehicle enters, return up to 1 other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature. Put 3 1/1 counters on it. Cool. Whoa! The Lion Turtle. That's so cool. Lion Turtle Borderless. 25 cents. It has Vigilance and Reach, and when the Lion Turtle enters, you gain 3 life. The Lion Turtle can't attack or block unless there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard. And he's a mana dork, so you can tap him to add 1 mana of any color. That's pretty cool. Hollow Foil Master Paku, Boiling Rock Prison, and then an ally and clue token. Okay, at least we're getting some nice looking cards now. Watch right here. $800 card. I think it actually like freaked the fuck out. Rocky Rebuke. Treetop Freedom Fighters. Dai Li Introduction. Secret Police. You can choose one. You can target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land permanent card from it. That player discards that card, or you can Earthbend 2. Forecasting Fortune Teller, Sandbender Storm, Bender's Waterskin, Earth Village Ruffians. Ooh, Solstice Revelations. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost if the spell's mana value is less than the number of mountains you control. If you don't cast this card this way, put it into your hand. Interesting. A Wolf Bat. It has flying, and whenever you draw your second card each turn, you may pay a black. If you do, turn this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Cool. Recursion. Leaves from the Vine. Hey, I got the Great Divide Guide. Each land and ally you control has tap to add 1 mana of any color. That's fucking crazy. Realm of Ko. I'm not gonna lie, Brian scared the shit out of me. It's a black land, and it says create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token with this token can. Okay, it's just okay. Arrow's Demonstration we've seen, Yoshi Village we've seen, and then another cool. Okay, we're down to the last 3. Last 3 packs. Big cards here. $800 card in each of them. I guarantee it. Or your money back guaranteed. I pulled some cool stuff. I can go through them with you later. Geyser Leaper. Jong's the Turtles, we've seen. Ostrich Horse. Rough Rhino Cavalry. Corrupt Court Official. Eloquentia. Pretending Poxbearers. Ooh, Fire Nation Warship. Cool. It has reach, and when this vehicle dies, create a clue token, and it has crew 2. Cool. Earth Kingdom Jailer. It's riding a chocobo. When this creature enters, exile up to 1 target artifact creature or enchantment and opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater until the creature leaves the battlefield. That's pretty cool. The Spirit Oasis. I pulled UA. Do you know who that is, Brian? I really want That's Rough, buddy. When the Spirit Oasis enters, draw a card for each shrine you control, and whenever another shrine you control enters, draw a card. Ooh, Redirect Lightning. That's cool. As an additional cost to cast a spell, pay 5 life or pay 2. Change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. That's cool. Oh, I got the regular version of the Lion Turtle. Not the cool full art one I got. Judy, one of many. Freaky bitch. And meditation pools. Also, I don't know why I'm showing you all these. We've already seen them. Second to last pack, baby. Ugh. I think so. Giant Koi, Yip Yip, Foggy Swamp Vinebender, Lightning Strike, Azula Always Lies, Waterbending Lesson. God, this is a tall fucking stack. Otter Penguin. Oh, Trusty Boomerang! Equipped creature gets has the ability 1 mana and tapping it. Tap target creature, return Trusty Boomerang to its owner's hand. Wait, what? What is equipped creature has the text for 1 mana and tapping it, you tap target creature. Oh, I see. You're tapping a different creature. So I can just tap at people's creatures. Ooh, Glider Staff. When this equipment enters, airbend up to 1 target creature. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and is flying. Oh, I got Jet. Remember this guy? The Katara's all like, I'm down to fuck. And then Jet was like, yeah, I'm going to blow up a village. She was like, oh, never mind. You crazy. When Jet enters, he deals... Yeah. When Jet enters, he deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature and opponent controls. When Jet dies, put a 1/1 counter on up to 2 target creatures. That's pretty cool. Allies at last we've already seen. Oh, I got a Toph! This was the only one of the gang I was missing. Toph, Hard-Headed Teacher. When Toph enters, you may discard a card. If you do, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty cool. Whenever you cast a spell, Earthbend 1. If that spell is a lesson, put an additional 1/1 counter on that land. That's pretty cool. Deadly Precision. We also haven't gotten a Mai. Serpent's Pass. It's just a dual land. But I'll show it to you. It's cool. So out of main characters, we're only missing. We're only really missing. Oh, I guess I don't have a Fire Lord of Sozin or Ozin either. Yes, I got 2 Tylese. One in red and one in blue. I don't know. There was a... Yeah, there was the Airbender avatar. Something like that, yeah. Treetop Freedom Fighters, Daily Introduction, Forecast Fortune Teller, Sandbender's Storm, the Rumble Arena. Oh, I also pulled the Boulder. It has the land has vigilance. Because I know it's because it can turn into a creature, but still, when this land enters scry 1, you can tap it to add 1 mana of any 1 colorless, and you can pay 1 colorless and tapping it to add 1 mana of any color. That's pretty cool. Bender's Waterskin, Earthbender Village. Ooh, Daily Agents. When this creature enters Earthbend 1, then Earthbend 1. Okay. Whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them. That's pretty cool. Ooh, Water Tribe Rallier. Waterbend 5. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with power 3 or less from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any random order. The Fire Nation attacks! I got another Boomy! Boomy Unleashed. That's so fire. He has Trample, and when Boomy Unleashed enters, Earthbend 4. Whenever Boomy deals combat damage to a player, untap all lands you control. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Only land creatures can attack during that combat phase. This sounds crazy. Whoa! I got a full art Redirect Lightning. That looks really nice. How much is that worth? Redirect Lightning. Wait, it's not even on here. Wait, I think I've actually... Wait, this card's not on TCG Player. The normal Redirect Lightning is already 7... Do I have the first full art Redirect Lightning ever seen known to man? I don't see this card on TCG Player. The base version apparently sells for $11. So I have to imagine this is more. I'm gonna just go ahead and grab a sleeve real quick. I'm just gonna put this one in a sleeve. Another Azula Always Lies foil and a cool swamp. And that's it. Those were all the cards. We got some pretty cool ones. I got the first... Yeah. $13 for the full art? Is it the borderless full art? Where do you see that? Yeah, send it. I want to see it. Still, $13 for one card is pretty good. So, okay, that was it. Neat little opening. I should have done this earlier, but I had things we were doing. So now, I'm gonna go through these cards, and if I get it, and if I find anything else worth of any value, I'll post it on Twitter. And then tomorrow we'll return to Dispatch. Yeah, and then on Wednesday I'll edit videos and stuff. There we go. That was Avatar set. I didn't get every card I wanted, but I did get some cool ones. That fucking Zhao the Moonslayer one sounds awesome. I want to build that deck. Okay. Bye!